Hello everyone and welcome to our Ask the Expert webinar. In this session we will talk about how to increase your email security in Gmail by using Evertrust PKI and SDS Orchestrator in order to enable email encryption within Gmail. To do so, I'm hosting this webinar and I'm the pleasure to be with Alexandre, who is the CTO of Evertrust. Hi Alexandre.
Hello Manuel.
And also with Houyame, who is the Pre-Sales Engineer for the SDS solution. Hi Houyame.
Hi Manuel.
So, as usual, at the end of this webinar, we will open the Q&A session. So please feel free during all this webinar session to raise your doubts, your questions in the chat area, and we will come back later at the end of it to talk to you and clarify your doubts. So, before getting started, guys, I'd like to remind that all data leaks happen with sensitive information escaped from a secure system, which means that this can be due to several reasons, such as hacking, accidental exposure, or weak security measures. In fact, email are the prime targets for data leaks, potentially containing personal data, financial information, or even confidential business communications. In fact, as IBM points out in his cost of a data breach report, the global average cost of a data breach in 2023 was of $4.45 million US, which means 15% increase over the last 3 years. With this context of data leaks, why is important today to encrypt users' data? Houyame?
Yeah, encryption is an important process because, in fact, it will make a content unreadable to unauthorized people. So this is an important process to integrate into the daily work, and this for several reasons. First of all, for example, it protects from the prying eyes if a content had been intercepted, an email, for example, by an attacker. So the encrypted content will be useless by the attacker without the decryption key. Besides, it will minimize damages in case of data breach or data violation. So even if, for example, companies' servers had been compromised, the exfiltrated data will be unexploitable by the attacker. And finally, as we all know, stored data or exchanged emails could contain some sensitive information, for example, about innovation patents, yes. R&D projects, financial data, yes, and also personal data in the context of the GDPR. So it's really important to encrypt this sensitive content because it's valuable, so to protect it.
You're right.
Yes, and on top of that, actually, some laws and regulations recommend or require the use of encryption. So, for instance, the GDPR really recommends the use of encryption to protect personal data, either at rest or in transit.
Okay, so thank you for your insights, guys, on that point. Before going into the heart of this webinar, I think it's important to make or establish some common vocabulary around this topic. So we have different definitions that I'd like to provide us. For example, PKI, what is it? CSE, SMIME, Orchestrator, CLM, and so on. So to be clear and for all people in the audience that can be understandable, maybe Houyame, you can start with some of the definitions and you can also complete after, Alexandre.
Yeah, so CSE means client-side encryption. In the context of Google Workspace, it means that data will be encrypted on the client side and not on Google server side. In fact, Stormshield has technological partnership with Google around CSE features, so to co-design and co-develop those features. The aim is to allow organizations that are using Google Workspace as corporate environment to benefit from the wonderful collaboration tools offered by Google while preserving confidentiality of their data.
Okay.
So Stormshield provides an external key service totally independent from Google to encrypt data.
And other kind of definitions, for example, maybe SDS orchestrator.
Yeah, for the SDS orchestrator, so this is a solution developed by Stormshield to automate the process of provisioning the Gmail backend with users' keys in order to encrypt emails on Gmail. And concerning the SMIME, so this is simply a standard that is used to encrypt and sign emails.
That's really okay. So very clear from your side. Thank you.
And the SMIME standard actually uses digital certificates to perform the encryption. So digital certificates are kind of digital ID card that are issued by a PKI. And the PKI uses the technology based on key pairs. So the public key encrypts the data and the private key decrypts it to secure communications. And then the certificates issued by the PKI are trusted using a third-party trust model that is called a certification authority. So you need, at the end of the day, to handle all these certificates. So this is the job of the CLM, a Certificate Lifecycle Management System, that handles the deployment, the issuance, and the revocation of the certificates. In Evertrust offering, the PKI is called Stream, and the CLM is called Horizon.
Okay, so really clear from both sides. Thank you. So we can see that encryption is important in order to protect the important data, as you said in the introduction, Houyame. However, I think it can be a scary word personally, and we know that customers need and want a turnkey solution to easily use this kind of solutions without even thinking about it, without thinking how it works. So from one side we have Stormshield providing encryption as a part of the CSE offer, and it has been co-designed, like you said and you pointed out, with Google. And also from the other side we have Evertrust, Alexandre, providing the keys. So how can we mix all of that?
Yeah, in fact, for organizations that are using Google Workspace ecosystem as corporate ecosystem, so they can secure the data using Stormshield Data Security for Google Workspace offer in order to protect data stored in their Google Drive, so files like docs, sheets, slides, etc. They can also encrypt meetings through Google Meet with internally and externally, and also create some encrypted events, for example, to protect the description of the event if this is sensitive, the attachment if there are any attachments, and also to encrypt emails through Gmail.
Okay.
And so in the particular case of Gmail, there is a prerequisite, so this is the PKI, because encryption of emails in the context of client-side encryption is based on SMIME standard. So each end user needs a private and public key, hence our partnership with Evertrust.
Yes, and on our side, on top of deploying the certificates, we also do a key part, which is the key pair generation, because this has to be done really carefully in compliance with standard coming from the NIST or the ANSSI, because if the key generation is not done properly, you end up having security issues. So there was an example a few years ago with the Debian SSH keys that were not generated carefully, and this completely voided the security brought by this solution for SSH.
Okay, so now that we get the theoretical part, how it works precisely, the ciphering within Gmail for encrypting emails.
Yeah, so let me show you a diagram of the SDS orchestrator.
Okay.
Because this orchestrator will really, as its name said, orchestrate operations between different components in the infrastructure. So to have a high-level view, the SDS orchestrator will have as input the list of emails of end users for whom the administrator wants to give the possibility to encrypt and sign emails on Gmail. And as a result, the SDS orchestrator will push the right certificates and keys encrypted, secured, and in the suitable format to the Gmail backend.
Okay.
So this is the aim of the solution. Now, to explain more technically what's happening inside, so the SDS orchestrator will get connected to the Evertrust solution.
And on Evertrust side, we will so receive the request from the orchestrator to issue the certificate and the key pair. And the first step that Horizon will do is generate precisely the key pair. And once this is done, it will request the certificate based on the key pair from the underlying PKI. And finally, it will return to the orchestrator the certificate and the key pair for later use.
And so the SDS orchestrator will also get connected to the identity provider. This is simply the solution used by the customer to authenticate users and users. So it can be, for example, Google Identity or another solution.
Okay.
And this connection aims to get the necessary or the needed tokens to do some encryption operations. These encryption operations are done by what we can see at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, SDS for Google Workspace.
Exactly.
Cackles.
Exactly. So the Cackles is an external key server managed by Stormshield in the context of the SaaS offer, but it can also be deployed on-premise to be to fit the customer needs.
Okay.
Then SDS orchestrator will encrypt the private key of each user, and it will be pushed into the Gmail backend besides its certificate. Now, if we take a concrete use case, for example, an end user receives an encrypted email, so it will be on the Gmail backend. Then when he wants to decrypt it, so to display it, he will use, as usual, either the Chrome browser and get connected on Gmail, or the mobile app, the Gmail mobile app. Then, so the client app will make a request to the SDS for Google Workspace server to decrypt the private key of the user, so he can decrypt the received emails.
Okay, so I can be this use case, so I can receive an email, I can read it, I can deciphering, and after I don't have to do any of that. It's going to be complete autonomous and transparent from my side, if I'm correct.
Exactly. In fact, all what we are seeing in the diagram happens like in backstage, but for the end user, he will simply receive an encrypted email on his Gmail. He click on it, and it's decrypted on the fly. Okay,
so this is really clear. Thanks. And what about about the PKI, Alexandre, when it's deployed?
So the first thing to consider is the certification authority part.
Okay.
Basically, you have two options. Either you deploy a new CA, most probably based on Stream, or we also have the ability to plug Horizon directly onto an existing PKI. We support more than 15 vendors, so in that case, it's just a matter of configuration in order to be able to retrieve the certificate from the existing PKI.
Okay, so you can, we can personalize as we want between the different needs we have.
Absolutely.
I see, thank you. And this is, from a user's perspective, it's really easy to use. What else can you tell me about the PKI structure and also the orchestrator? What are the main benefits for getting this solution? Maybe Alexandre, you can start with that.
Yeah, so our solution is really easy to deploy, first of all, and it also can be deployed in two modes. Either in cloud or SaaS,
okay.
So you get the software as a service, or it can be deployed on-prem at the customers, which can be very handy if you plug onto an existing PKI in particular. And it's also really easy to configure. So there is nothing to develop. You just configure the product through its web interface, and you get all the components interfaced together that way very easily.
And what about the fact that there is any compliance with international standards?
So yes, so of course the solution is in general compliant with all the standards that we have on the topic, such as the one issued by the NIST or the ANSSI.
Yes.
And we also comply with all the standards coming from the IETF regarding PKI. So the certificates are issued completely in line with the best practice.
Okay, that's great and good to know. Thanks. And maybe for completing the orchestrator part, the benefits.
Yeah, to complete, in fact, the aim of the global offer is to make it easier for the end user to exchange sensitive encrypted data through Gmail or other Google Workspace components. But also, without forgetting the administrator, the aim of SDS Orchestrator is to make the task easy for administrator, because all the provisioning operations and encryption operations are handled by the orchestrator. So this is totally transparent, in fact.
Okay. And so, if I sum up, because we are having some questions in the chat area, let's dive a bit deeper in the benefits of the solution, signing and encrypting in mails in Gmails. What are the major points that we need to memorize, at least?
Yeah, it's important to know that the SDS for Google Workspace offer is fully integrated into the Google Workspace view. So, for example, for emails and for other components, the end user will use Google Apps. It can be the Chrome browser or mobile apps as usual. Nothing changed. There is no additional agent to deploy or server to deploy. And this is really intuitive, so we will preserve the confidentiality of data without having loud tasks to perform by end user nor the administrator.
Okay, I see. And about the Evertrust part, the main benefits, Alexandre?
So, on top of that, so it's really a turnkey solution, but it's also a European solution. We are a French company.
This is a really good point.
And I think it's the case also for Stormshield. So this completely shields us from all the regulation and US laws, especially the Cloud Act, by having the ability to handle the keys completely out of reach of the US clouders and companies.
That's great. So European solution, Stormshield Evertrust, easy to use, time saving for the administration configuration, and easy to use for the admin from the end user part.
And not subject to the Cloud Act.
Yes, this is a really good point too. So I think now we can go further with our audience and raise the questions that they are having. So I'm gonna read them, and we will come after. If you need any more information about Stormshield or Evertrust, you can visit the website, and if you need to contact us, either Evertrust or Stormshield, you will be able to do it through social media or the website. And of course, this webinar will be replayed on our YouTube channel. So if you need to contact us after seeing it, please don't hesitate to do it. So one of the first questions is the fact that for Stormshield solution, so SDS, the Gmail proposition is included within the Google Workspace suite. So maybe Houyame, you can.
Yes, yes. In fact, yeah, I think that I understand the question in means of the commercial part. Yeah, in fact, we have a license, SDS for Google Workspace license, that covers the encryption into Google Drive, Google Meet, Google Calendar, and Gmail. And for the provisioning part, the SDS orchestrator, so it will be available in few days. To make it easy to make for the administrator, especially this step of provisioning and administration of the keys. And for the, so if you need special details or the right price for the orchestrator, yeah, please come back to us, send us an email, and we can.
Yeah, you can go further, and you
exactly.
can establish a contact. So
Exactly.
you can, I mean, contact us through our website, through our LinkedIn, such as the Evertrust partner. So don't feel free if you need to go further on any quotation or any doubts that you have from a technical side, from the PKA part or the orchestrator. So regarding the questions from the admin part. Where the fact that the admin needs to manage this solution and the complication of it. Is it complicated to use the solution, the orchestrator part?
No, at all. As I said, this is a really a SaaS solution that is operated and handled by Stormshield, so the administrator will just need to give as input the list of email addresses of the end users that want to encrypt their emails. And the SDS orchestrator will perform the provisioning of Gmail backend.
Okay.
So also I want to mention that if there's any need to test the solution or to do some proof of concepts, so pre-sales team can assist customers on this step to be sure that everything is working well.
It is working smoothly.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly.
And we have another question about the fact that the PKI infrastructure is protecting against the Cloud Act. So
yeah. So here the idea is that the keys are generated and remain stored in European environments out of reach of the US companies and especially the clouders. So an US judge cannot then order and request from a US company to retrieve the data, because all the data that is available to Google is encrypted. And Google does not have access to the keys. So this completely protects the data from the Cloud Act.
Okay, I think it's pretty clear. If not, please don't hesitate to raise your question or another one for Alexandre, or Houyame, and we will come back to answer them. So we have another last question. The Gmail and PKI solution, are they SaaS or on-premise? If I'm not wrong, you talk about the fact that we can have both solutions. Maybe give up more insight about that?
Absolutely. So on our side, it's very simple. The solution can be completely deployed in SaaS or on-prem, or hybrid. So you can have, for instance, Horizon in the SaaS and stream on-prem, and you choose what best fits your needs on the topic.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing for SDS for Google Workspace and the SDS orchestrator. In fact, it can be deployed on-premise on the customer's infrastructure if it's needed. And Stormshield also offers a SaaS offer for customers that doesn't want to deploy or to maintain any servers.
Okay.
So both are possible.
So we can use them, either on SaaS or on-premise. Great. So for now, I don't have any more questions. I can give you several seconds to write down your question. So please, if you, like I said before, you need more information about how it works, the PKI infrastructure, how it works, the orchestrator part from SDS for Google Workspace, don't hesitate to contact us through social media, websites, or even if you have already our email, you can just give us a quick email to talk to you. So for now, I don't have any more questions. I don't know if you want to add anything else, Alexandre or Houyame, about your speech. It's fine for you? Great, pretty
That's
clear.
Fine
So
and clear.
I really thank you for your time and your expertise on this subject, and thank you all for watching. See you soon, and bye.
Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.